Okay, so I am going to show you how to get your weekly levels based off of the previous week's levels. And so, because this is my first video, I want you to know how exactly I draw the levels. And so I basically am starting off at October 20th, because as you can see, it is November 2nd. So a whole week has passed. I do plan to post these on Sunday so you can have the levels going forward. I want to do multiple tickers for you, but because this is an intro video, I will just be doing Tesla for right now. And as I have time, I will add more. So at the end, I will also have a special offer for people who want to scan for their own swing setups. And if you need help with that, so we have a special scanner that was developed by this great guy, Carl. And we're going to go ahead and put that on. You can get a link if you do want to see his scanner and some of the setups that his scanner pulls up for you. So right now, we're going to go off Tesla for the 1 week, and I am just teaching you how to get your levels, all right, and how they are so accurate with my strategy. Okay, so the first thing we want to do is grab your Fibonacci tool, and we are going to put the 0 level at the bottom of this weekly candle and the 1 level at the top. All right, so we'll just go ahead and do that. All right. And as you can see, the levels were already put here, but I just wanted to show you how exactly to do that. So the levels are already here, but I'm going to just go to like a random ticker that I don't use just so you can see how exactly to do this. So in this scenario here, we've got October 20th, um, and we are going to put the 0 at the bottom and we are going to put the 1 at the top. All right. And so you can practice doing that. And so these are now your levels. All right. Okay. So, um, now that you see this, okay, the next thing you want to do is what if your Fibonacci tool is not set up like mine? Because I do want you to set it up like mine if you are going to do my particular strategy, right? And here it is. The levels that we're using here are 72 and 22 and the 50. Now you have up above, you have 1.22 and you see the rest. And so we're just focusing on the 22 level. And I just want to make sure that I've got the negative. Oh, it's at the bottom. So we're good to go. Okay. So right here. All right. So as you can see, that is what we have for coin, but I'm going to go back to Tesla. All right. So here we go. We are in Tesla. These are our levels here. And so I'm going to go and put the next week out. So I'm going to get out of the replay mode, exit, and then I want you to see how these levels panned out for last week. So we want to spend special attention on the 72 level, the 1, and the 1.22, and how that ended up looking when it reached those levels. So now we're going to go to the 5-minute chart, go back to the beginning of the week. Okay. And I've already drawn out the entry levels for you and how that would have worked out for you. So here we go. So as you can see on Monday, price pulled up right here. This is where price came up at the 72 level. Now, 72 level is institution orders, and these bright green candles are where the relative volume is over 1. And this is a special indicator that I did make, and you can go ahead and download this on TradingView for free. And so you can go ahead and change this. So I have this particular indicator for the threshold at 1. So if you want to find it, all you have to do is come here, and it's actually under RVOL candle right here. You can grab that and it pulls up like this. Okay, RVOL candle. So going back to what we're talking about here is, as you can see, the volume is pushing up, the bright green candles. You could have entered here, but it's pretty premature. So if you just wanted to make sure that this was confirmed, you could wait for a pullback. And as you can see, the pullback that happened here at 950, I like to get into trades at 940, 942, 950. It pulled back and did not come close to this area. So you could have entered in here, and then you could have continued to ride up to this next level. Now, mind you, this next level was already mapped out for you from the previous week. We already did that. Okay. And so we just highlighted it all the way to the top. So I'm just going to go back to the 1 week chart just to show you that we have just done this work for you already. All right. So as you can see here, this purple level, this green level, this purple level all came from the 20th. Okay. So this level was pushed off by institutional orders. So I'm going to go back to Monday right here. All right. And if you are ever nervous about getting in, I suggest that you can get you a moving average indicator. And I have another indicator that I really like to do, but you can use any moving average indicator you choose. This is a 35 and this is a 172, but you can do your own. You can do 20 moving average. You can do 200 moving average. If I change this to 20 moving average, this is how that would look. Price pulled back. You could have entered in on the 20 and rode it all the way up to this level. When you see that it's not touching here, this would be a great place to exit. You could also exit here. Okay. But when you start seeing these RVOL candles turn blue or cross that 20 moving average, it is time to get out. Okay. All right. So that is Monday. So let's take a look at Tuesday. Same levels. You have not touched any levels at all. You don't have to. You just lock them in. And as you can see, the days start off on this large moving average, and this is 172, but you can change it if you want to, any moving average. And you can enter in here at the 20, ride that up. As you can see, it's not going close here. But there is a trick. You just need to do halfway between here if you would like, actually. So look, if you do this right here, you pull your Fibonacci and you put your 0 here and your 1 level here, and you mark off the 50. Look what happens. Literally, it comes up to the 50. So you can do that as damage control if you choose to. All right. So if you see that, oh, I don't know if this has enough power to get up here, most likely if you just eyeball it, you can tell already this is about half. All right. And then you exit. Okay. Also, to use another hint, if you start seeing multiple blue, get out. All right. So let's look at Wednesday. Wednesday, very much range level. Okay. This is not the best day to trade, obviously. And as you can see, price started off in the middle of these levels. That's always a red flag for me. If it starts off in the middle, even if you do this, look, check it out. You mark your 50. It is literally starting off, coming off the middle. And that means it's going to range pretty much all day. All right. So you don't have a lot of wiggle room. You can still make some money off of it. You know, you can make $2 to $3. You can still make a decent amount of money, but you have to be really careful. And that is just something that you're going to have to do, but it does bounce up off the level. You just don't get that huge move. So if I were you, I would get in at 940. I told you that's my number. 940, ride it to the 50% mark of the pre-market. So right here, you got the 50% mark of the pre-market. You could literally see it touches that 50% and exit out, or you can enter in at that 50% mark and come back down to that 20 or that 1.0 level. Okay. Or the 0 level here. All right. So we're in there on that 1.22 level. All right. So now we're going to go over to Thursday. Now, Thursday can be a really huge range. you notice that price started off on the level, not in the middle. That's a good sign. That means that if it starts off at a level, it is most likely will ride to the nearest one, either up or down. And in this scenario, it went all the way down with a huge influx of blue selling energy all the way down. Okay. So you could have just waited for it to bump around. And as you can see, it was not moving up and it still stayed under the 20 moving average. So you could have waited for confirmation to close under this and then go all the way down and take profit. All right. And that is a nice take profit level. So if we went from this level to here, we're talking about a $10 move on Tesla. Huge. Okay. All right. So now we have Friday as to wrap it up. This one started in the middle of a range. Okay. So we have to be a little bit careful here because it probably will not go to 2 levels higher, right? So it'll probably cut in half. So if you want to just ride it to this level, you need to manage that. All right. It bounces off of this 20 very effortlessly. Tesla does this all the time, easy. It pushes up. But when you see it start to tinker around, come back down here, start a show blue, you need to get out right here at this 20 moving average, these two little spikes. Okay. Preferably, you know, get out up here when you see it tinkering around. Okay. So if you wanted to get in here, you could wait. You could wait till it crosses down here. There you go. And then ride it to this level, which is pre-market. All right. So either way, this is also a range because remember, if it starts off in the middle of these levels, you will see range motion. All right. If it start off at the level, it might be a pretty big move. Remember, if it starts off in the middle, right here, price opened in the middle of the range, you're going to be bouncing around. All right. Right here's price opened up at the level and you got a bigger move. So those are your kind of clues on how the range is going to go for the day. So anyway, if you wanted to look at it on a like kind of like far away, this is how this would look on a far away level. Okay, I have these are the same levels marked off, and this is what you would do. Monday the 27th pushes up on the level, goes up to this level. This day it pushes off of this level, goes up and does not go all the way. So you can take price from level to level. This right here, it opens up on the level, but it's ranging. So it's not really a huge amount going. This right here opens up on the level, you ride it to the next level. It's very easy to do. This does not open up at a level. You want to wait for it to get here, find out what it's going to do, reject, keep going. And because it's already moved half, you have to think that it's most likely not going to continue up higher. So you're waiting for it to come to this level. If it does not reach, it's safe to ride it back down. All right. So that is how we do Tesla. Now let's go to Carl's setups. Okay. And these are his setups for this particular going into tomorrow, which is Monday. We'll do a quick scan just to see if anything popped up. Now, what I like on here is this is the nearest high. So I'm going to go ahead and sort it to the nearest high. And I like to stay within $5 of the nearest high to see if which ones are going to push up most likely. So I'm really liking how Butterfly is going to move. Amazon may move up $2, Twilio, um, and those look pretty good. Roku looks good, but all of these are legit swing setups. So you can get in and you have some tickers that you can look at. So the one that I like the most here is, let's see, I'm liking, let's do, let's just take a look at Kaba and Roku. All right. So let's go here to Let's just do Roku first because everybody knows about Roku. And this is what it looks like with his scanner. It is literally lighting up. Let me show you here. Right here, this bright green means volume is literally pouring into that. Okay. All right. It is pouring in. There was a big selling right here, which you have to be careful for. So what I would do is I would wait for price to come up. Let's see. I don't know why it's not letting me do this. Let's see. All right. I will wait for price to come up. Now, again, this is not financial advice, okay? I'm just looking and speculating on trades that are coming up. And so right here is the next order block. So I would wait for price to come up above this to see if this goes any further. Another one I did like was Butterfly. So his scanner brought up Butterfly, a nice, big, huge gap up. So for me, I am going to want price to go up above this, and this is the next level up. So we have 20 million orders here up at the top. So that would be a really great move, but I would definitely wait for price to come up and close above this level, 269. So, it's got something for everybody on this scanner. So I wanted to just show you that Amazon was one of them that's on here. And there's a big push down. All right. So just to show you, it was up on the green. However, it is starting to pull down. All right. So you see that here. So what we want to do is we want to just wait for price to come up above this. That's what we're just looking at. We're just looking at and waiting for price to come up above to see if we are going to buy more. But there is 294 million sellers here. Okay. So, and there's some buyers here too, but it looks like there's more sellers here. So it may have to come down, grab some selling orders, then push back up. So we're just going to be, on the lookout, but there's definitely a lot of red going on, 166 million selling orders. So we just want to wait for it to bounce around a little bit and then push back up. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed this little video. I do want to print more to show you how easy it is to get your levels for the week. Thank you for tapping in. I'm the Trading Goddess, and have a great, blessed week. Pray before you trade, surrender, and see what comes out for you. Keep your head on a swivel. Talk to you later. Bye.